Regenerative farming. This is Greg admiring his beautiful green manure crop of all the legumes that he planted lovingly, and we've been rebuilding our herb garden down there from scratch after the fires. This is absolutely gorgeous. These legumes feed the soil.
So here we are down in our garden, herb garden. As I say, the earlier video, we've put the seeds out, our green manure seeds behind us, and we've just covered up with a bit more compost, and yeah, it's all happening good. I'll just turn the camera around. So here we are, a bit of an update. We've put our green manure seeds in these 4 beds. What is at the moment, he's putting in some guano gold, a organic fertilizer, and then we're going to, in our IBC over here, we've got some mycorrhizal rhizomes, which is essentially fungi spores. So we'll put them in there with also some king kelp mixed in with it, and the mycorrhizal rhizomes will help inoculate the soil with more fungal bacteria, which is awesome for feeding the soil, making microbes and nutrients available for plants. And this crop come up in spring, and it'll be awesome green manure, great for soil health. And we'll squish that down, chop it down like these 4 beds have been done here. These 4 beds, they had a summer green manure in there, and we've essentially chopped them down, crimped them up, and they're ready for some cuttings, which we'll take from lavender, put them down on the ground here in the soil. So I'll put some lavender cuttings, some rosemary cuttings, and we've got some borage seedlings to go in these 4 beds, which are awesome, full of life, ready to go.
Here are the boys working very hard. And if you saw my last video about the conversation that Greg and I had about fancy smancy tools, as you can see, there's Greg's fancy smancy tractor and his IBCU, whatever it's called. And oh my gosh, and he's got water as well.
Well, we're back after lunch. It's warmed up a little bit, not much, but a little bit, enough to get the jacket off anyway, the high vis. We had a few issues with the pump, but we got it all happening. Just about to irrigate give the green manure a bit of a liquid fertiliser in, so come and have a look.
Okay, so I did have a little bit of a dig about the fancy smancy tools, but I suppose, to be fair, he's got a whole acre down there to look after, and I just pop down there every now and again. And I suppose my little permaculture food garden up the top is maybe a quarter the size of what he's got. I'll have to check that out now. And they're planting some cuttings now of lavender augustifolia, which are taken from these ones here that are mature.
So regenerative farming, that's all about the closed system. It's all about trying to create your own inputs instead of buying it in. So the best thing to do to fertilize your plants is to feed the soil. If you feed the soil, you're feeding the microbes, you're feeding the worms, you're feeding the activity in the soil that would turn all of that organic matter into food, fertilizer for your plants. So this is what we do. So these guys are legumes. So things like ryegrass, lucerne, peas, turnips, parsnips, all those sort of plants that love to grow in winter. What we do is we let them go, we let them seed, and then it turns into this. So these are under winter green manure. These guys we've just, this was a summer green manure. Hi Ray. So this was a summer green manure. So you can see, look, there's a parsnip. And so it's all this amazing organic matter. We're not actually digging it back into the soil. We're leaving the roots to stay in there. Oh, look how gorgeous. We planted summer. There was a lot of beans as well. And look, they've got their seeds too, so they'll regerminate as well, which is fine. But look how glorious this soil is. Full of organic matter. It's cost us nothing apart from time to create this soil. It's just so rich. It's rich for the worms and for the microbes to break it all down and feed the plants. It's exciting. It's so good to see seeing nature work at its absolute best, and then to see the product that comes out of it. The herbs, the medicinal herbs that grow down here are amazing. Like I said too, we are still, like, we've been doing this for 20 years, but we got burnt out with the 2020 fires. So this is us repairing the soil as well and replanting. So even though it's been 3 years, it's still, looking like this. But we love it and we're getting there. So this amazing soil that we've got here, I'm going to be planting some lovely peppermint in here today. Over here, I'll turn you around. Over here, I've got some baby lavender. Now these are lavender augustifolia. And look, you can see, look, that's the green manure. Still doing its job, breaking down. It's growing still. It's feeding the soil. It's feeding the worms. It's just, it's so delicious. Look at the peas that are here that grew in summer. Don't you love it? Look at that. Look, there's still look, there's seeds in there. It's going to keep going. It's going to keep producing. It's going to keep the juiciness alive. I love it. 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 Anyway, so I better get to work. Greg's over there working away. He's probably thinking, look at her, she's just gas bagging away. All right, I'll pitch down a hyperdrive and I'm going to get this bed ready and I'm going to plant my peppermint down here. So, peppermint foot cream. This is where your peppermint's coming from. All those people that love our foot cream, this is where your peppermint's going to come from.
Planting my peppermint here, so I planted about 20. I've just sort of scraping up all of those beautiful legumes, making holes. Got this one of Greg's fancy smancy tools. I've nicked his drill. It's got a little hole digger in it, so it makes the job a lot quicker. Planting straight in there the peppermint. They're actually runners, so it should take up that whole bed, I'm hoping. And with this beautiful, beautiful alive garden bed, they should absolutely thrive. And of course, finish it off with some water, making sure that it's on a very fine mist. Doesn't look like it there, but it actually is. This is a firefighting hose, so it's pretty strong.